Bitcoin is about to skyrocket. Even the most bullish of pro-crypto guys never in a million years would have dreamed about what is going to happen in the crypto markets in the next few months. Now, why is this? Some are probably saying, Florida Maquis, I thought you said Bitcoin was a scam. Well, back in 2018-19 with all the available information, it was. Well, things have changed drastically now in 2024. And while I'm not necessarily saying that it's a panacea, make no mistake, Kamala Harris is going to be elected president in November, and that is going to cause the crypto markets to skyrocket. Florida Maquis, wait a minute. She didn't speak at the conference. How can you? It isn't about whether she spoke at the conference or not, or Donald Trump did or didn't. It's about the policies regarding the U.S. dollar and the economy that she's going to put in place. It's going to cause a massive collapse of the dollar. And what do we know happens when the dollar goes down? Crypto goes up. There's going to be a lot of guys out there wringing their hands on this. Because even though they might say, boy, I am sure pro-Trump, but man, what Florida Maquis is saying right now makes perfect sense. Let's get into it real quick. Battlefield of the mind. It's the idea that Kamala Harris's personal opinion, or Donald Trump's personal opinion, one way or the other, about cryptocurrency, actually matters. It doesn't. It's the policies they put in place for everything else. And the policies that we know Kamala Harris is going to put in place is going to be very bad for the dollar and very bad for the markets, but not cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency will skyrocket. If you'd like to join us at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel, it's only one single US dollar per month. Very soon that single dollar ain't going to be worth very much, so perhaps it might be a good place to start. It's even less, though, if you sign up for an entire year and fully refundable, first 90 days, no questions asked. Now, over at the Patreon channel, I'll be very honest with you, I'm not really sure what their stance is on cryptocurrency, but at my page on YouTube, I'm going to, and down in the description, put in a Bitcoin link for those who want to use cryptocurrency of whatever kind to support me. Because I truly believe that things have changed so drastically since 2018 and 2019 when I came out and said crypto was kind of a scam that maybe things might be changing. Florida Maquis, how could Bitcoin possibly react positively to Kamala Harris if she's going to be bad for the economy? Well, anything that's bad for the dollar, anything that's bad for the dollar is good for cryptocurrency. And make no mistake, that dollar crash is coming. Why is it coming? Well, a lot of it's going to be the real estate market. A lot of it is going to be the real estate market going in the tank. 2020, this is from a while back, why Bitcoin is inversely correlated with the US dollar. Now that hasn't changed. Whenever Bitcoin rises, the US dollar value falls. Well, what do we know has happened lately? The value of the dollar has actually gone way, way, way high. A lot of people are like, wait a minute, things are so expensive. I thought the dollar wasn't worth. The dollar value versus other currencies of the world, it's never been stronger. But that's all about to change because the free money train, those days are over. Bitcoin's negative correlation with dollar index strengthens ahead of US GDP data. And this is a great channel called FX Evolution, who covered this idea. Right now, the stock market is the most overbought market in history. 4.4 standard deviations above the 50-day moving average. Highest ever. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what the hell does that mean, standard deviations, moving average? I'll give you the link to this, most overbought market in history. Basically what it means is there is a correction coming. A big one. And the appetite for Bitcoin is soaring. This is what's going to happen. And when she gets elected, and believe me, people say, oh, it sounds like you're for, it sounds like you're for. When Obama won twice, that's when I gave up on the idea of what should be. Or the American people will always elect somebody based on thought instead of feeling. Elections are about feelings, but the markets are not. Even though the markets can react to certain sentiments, believe me when I tell you, elections are all about feelings. And when it comes right down to it, regardless of whatever Fox News says, how many interviews she does or doesn't do, whatever her cryptic stance is on this policy or that policy or this other policy, she's 59 and he's almost 80. She's Obama all over again and better looking. Now, I said a long time ago, and you can go back and check the videos if you'd like, about Bitcoin. I said, when the day comes when I can pick up Bitcoin or whatever, and I can go down to the local grocery store, and I can buy all my groceries with Bitcoin with no problem, no extra stop, I'll consider it. Well, that's the case right now. Got one of these in my wallet, actually. Coinbase Visa. Acts just like any other card in your wallet. It's basically just a debit card. And you can go use this virtually any grocery store. Use it on Amazon. And it's seamless. It's just like pulling any other card out of your wallet and putting it in the little machine, typing in a little code, and boom, everything's paid for. It's that simple. So I would recommend, if you want to protect your dollars, perhaps looking into crypto at this point. Here's another link: how to buy food with Bitcoin. Users can pay bills with cryptocurrency directly from their wallet or a payment processor, acting as an online crypto payment gateway. That's what Coinbase is. So, just saying. But you said it was a scam. As an investment, simply as an investment with no utility, yeah, it has risks, for sure. But right now, the risk with the dollar is greater than the risk with Bitcoin. Because what's really happening with these cards is they are automatically and seamlessly converting your cryptocurrency into dollars, and that is what you're still paying with dollars. Make no mistake, when you go to the grocery store and you check everything out, they're not going to say 0.038 Bitcoin, please. They're not going to say that. They're going to give you your total in dollars. And then these cards, these chips, will take whatever you have in crypto, convert it into dollars, and then make the payment. So the transaction is still happening in dollars. But holding the money in Bitcoin protects it from the markets. And right now the markets are going to crush the dollar. And very ironically, Dollar General CEO warns about state of U.S. consumer as company suffers worst day on record. This is from 1 hour ago. Worst day on record. There are going to be a lot of people out there who make a great deal of money. And I mean a ton of money off cryptocurrency going through the roof. And it's going to change everything. It's going to make the time. I think people think about life in time befores and time after. There's time before 9/11 and the time after. For some, there was time before the 2008 financial crisis and the time after. And then what else? There was, I guess, before Trump and after Trump. Before COVID, after COVID. This is going to be one of those moments. Everything's going to change. How people relate to each other, how people pay for things, how our economy works. It's all going to change. And people will either adapt or fade off into the distance, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying that. So I just wanted to give everybody the heads up. It's one of those contradictions that would make a lot of people scratch their heads. They look at Kamala Harris and they point out all the fault, all the flaw, all the fault, all the flaw. Well, it's just like any other type of investing. There are going to be people that make money on things going up, and there are going to be people that make money on things going down. And the world right now has become multipolar. People are doing things in a way that aren't so, I guess, America-centric anymore. And you can say that's bad, and you can say that's good, and you can have an opinion on that one way or the other, just like Kamala Harris and Donald Trump can have an opinion on Bitcoin one way or the other. But the actions that they take and the directions they steer in the country might move directly counter to their opinion of something. So there's an aspect of this, of the idea of doing what you think is right in one area and having it have a negative effect on another, and then vice versa, that we need to probably talk about over Patreon. So it's kind of one of those quizzical things, people needing finances to take care of themselves, take care of their families, pay their bills, which are all good and righteous and decent things, but sometimes the things you have to do to get that money, to pay those bills, take care of your family, to make sure people are protected, have clothes and shoes and all this kind of stuff, sometimes that runs counter to an opinion you may hold in your head about, good and bad and right and wrong. It's all about relative good, relative bad, relative right, and relative wrong. So I will leave it there. But once again, down in the description box or first pinned comment, I will throw all the links up at my page. There's also Cash App now and Venmo, Cash App, Venmo, Patreon, and then Bitcoin, however you want to do it. God bless all of you for doing it. I very, very much appreciate it. If you have a different opinion about what you think is going to happen with Bitcoin, I would like to see the metric that you're using to say that if Kamala Harris gets elected, that somehow it's going to be bad for Bitcoin, even though she may or may not have an opinion one way or the other about it, or she may have a negative opinion of it. You can't say that her actions won't be good for Bitcoin because of how bad it's going to be for the dollar. So, anyway, if there's a metric I'm missing, let me know. God bless. Thank you so much, all of you who have joined us at Patreon. Makes a huge difference in my life. God bless. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.